For this witch hat, I started off with a pattern by simplicity. It just came with two pieces, the brim and then the hat crown. For the brim, it says cut 2 of fabric and 1 of the inner facing. And for the crown, you just cut 1 piece of fabric and 1 piece of inner facing. I then pinned the inner facing to the fabric for both the crown and the hat brim. This was kind of difficult to do since the fabric was stretchy, but I did the best that I could to make sure that it was flat to the inner facing. As you can see here, for the brim, I only used 1 piece of fabric for now, and then we will end up sewing the other piece on later. Starting with the crown, I sewed around all of the edges to attach the fabric to the inner facing. After sewing the inner facing, I pinned the hat inside out so that we could stitch up the back. And here we stitch. Doing the same as the crown, I stitched the brim of the hat to the inner facing. This step was kind of difficult since my fabric was stretchy. As you can see, I sort of struggle with it in this video, so I advise if you're going to remake this hat, probably choose a less stretchy fabric. And I also stitch up the inside of the brim. Once the first layer is all attached, you can then layer the second piece on top of their first layer, and then pin around the edge. This time we're only going to sew along the outside edge because we're going to flip this other piece of fabric around the inner facing to hide it. I did kind of forget to record the process of me flipping the hat right side out, but that's okay. You'll get the idea in the next video. So once everything is all connected, you can start flipping it all right side out. The inner facing here provides a lot of structure for the hat. After that is connecting the crown to the brim, which is also one of the most difficult parts to get it just right. You see me fiddling with it, trying to get the spacing just right between the clips. Once it's all pinned, it's time to sew the two together. I really took my time here to make sure everything was lined up perfectly and tried not to get any wrinkles in the fabric. After the two were stitched together, I went back and added bias tape around the hem just to make it look prettier, but honestly it kind of made the hat a bit tight, so it's up to you whether you want to hide the seam or not. I wanted my hat to have a belt around the band, so I cut it out of EVA foam. I prime all my foam projects using Hexflex primer. After priming, I took some brown acrylic paint and just kind of dabbled it all over the EVA foam. I chose to do 2 layers here, but you could really do as many layers as you'd like and use multiple colors to get the look that you want. After I was done painting with the brown, I took some gold to paint the little button on the end. And here's my final witch hat. I think it looks awesome and perfect for my Tasha the Witch Queen cosplay.